In the heart of a forgotten land stood the village of Obadol, where the air was thick with stories and the soil remembered every secret. The people lived in fear and false peace under the rule of Chief Ozolua, a man whose throne was built not just on tradition, but on terror and greed. His 5 wives walked like shadows, and his word was law, even if that word crushed souls. Among the villagers was a girl named Naomi. She was unlike the others, quiet but bold, respectful but unafraid. Her skin shimmered like polished bronze under the sun, and her laughter could stir calm in the heart of madness. Orphaned of her father, a once great hunter who never returned from the sacred forest, she was raised by her mother, Mama Ugo, a humble healer whose eyes carried sorrow and secrets. Naomi sold herbs by the market road and was known not for her beauty alone, but for the way she listened, to wind, to people, to silence. Chief Ozolua saw her once during the New Yam festival. She did not bow like the other girls. She looked straight into his eyes and nodded, as one might greet an elder, not a king. That moment planted something dark in Ozolua's heart. He desired her, not just for her beauty, but for the power she carried unknowingly. He sent her palm wine, wrappers, beads. She returned them without a word. He sent his guards to speak with Mama Ugo, but the old woman smiled and said, "A river cannot be forced into a calabash." The chief was humiliated, and a humiliated king is a dangerous one. The village council, loyal to his wealth and fearful of his wrath, whispered lies into the ears of the people. They said Naomi was cursed. They said she walked into the market barefoot not because she was free, but because her feet were not meant to touch sacred earth. They said her herbs made men love their wives less. And in the dark corners of jealous hearts, envy became a fire. A girl named Itohan, who once hoped to marry a hunter Naomi had turned down, stood before the village square and accused Naomi of witchcraft. She claimed Naomi had danced naked in the moonlight, that her laughter summoned spirits. The council held a mock trial. No evidence, no defense, just pointing fingers and echoing fear. Mama Ugo wept but could not stop them. Naomi, wrapped in only a torn cloth, was dragged to the edge of the forest, the sacred Igora, where no one who entered had ever returned. But the forest did not devour her. It welcomed her. As she stepped into the shadows, the trees leaned in, as if whispering secrets only she could hear. The air grew thick, not with fear but with recognition. That night, as she slept by a stream, an old woman with eyes like stars and skin like bark appeared in her dream. She called herself Mother of the Forest. "You are not banished, child," she said. "You are home." Days turned into weeks. Naomi drank from hidden springs, ate fruits that pulsed with color. She met creatures that spoke with eyes, spirits that moved like smoke. The forest taught her everything. How to heal beyond the body, how to call wind with a song, how to walk without footsteps. She learned the truth. Her father had been lured into the forest and murdered by Chief Ozolua's men for refusing to surrender his land. That land had been gifted to Naomi at birth. That land held power. Years passed in the world beyond. Abadol suffered. Rain stopped. Crops dried. Children cried of hunger. The chief's wives withered. His bones ached. The spirits were restless. Then one day, a stranger appeared. Cloaked in white, with green leaves braided into her hair, she walked into the village with no fear. A dying boy touched her hand and opened his eyes. A blind elder saw her face and wept. She never spoke her name, but word spread like wildfire. The forest had sent an angel. She went straight to the palace. Chief Ozolua, now hunched and weak, barely recognized her. But when he did, he shook. Naomi removed her hood. Her eyes glowed with something not of this world. "You took my father," she said. "You lied about my name. You turned my people against truth." The forest has not forgotten. Lightning cracked across a clear sky. The ground trembled. The spirits rose, not as ghosts but as wind, flame, and voice. The villagers screamed and fell to their knees. The chief tried to run, but the earth split beneath him. He was swallowed whole with no cry, no echo. Itohan, trembling, begged for forgiveness. Naomi looked at her long and hard. "You will not die," she said, "but you will serve. For the rest of your days, you will tend to the sick, feed the poor, and bathe the feet of orphans. You will walk barefoot, not by punishment, but by humility." When it was over, the rain came. Heavy, pure healing. People gathered. Naomi was begged to take the throne. She refused. "Power is not my destiny," she said. "Justice is." She chose an elder woman, once mocked for her crooked back, to lead the village with wisdom and balance. Naomi returned to the forest, but near its edge, she built a school. A sanctuary where young girls came to learn not just herbs and healing, but the power of self-worth, voice, and spirit. Every year, during the Festival of Shadows, the villagers danced in her honor, not as a queen, but as a legend. And so the tale was passed from tongue to tongue, from fire to fire. Let it be known. When you silence the voice of truth, the spirits will awaken it. When you banish the innocent, the land itself will rise for them. And when justice walks barefoot, the earth listens. Naomi did not disappear. She became a myth, a guardian, a whisper in the wind. But those who know, they know she still watches, from the heart of the sacred forest. The end.